Mommy Track Daddy Whispers podcast is now called Birth Agni Podcast.
You're listening to Mommy Track Daddy Whispers podcast, bite-sized pregnancy series, where we discuss the major parts of pregnancy so that you are able to make informed decisions throughout it. Let me take you back in time. 3 years, 3 months back. I was lying on a bed, tired, excited, yet anxious. I could not feel my hands. The man behind me lifted my head to help me see. 2 black eyes looked me straight in the eyes. Broad and alive, like those of a tigress furtively observing her prey from the careful hideout of the bushes. Alert, as if woken up from a deep slumber. Curious, as if seeing someone for the very first time. I'm talking about the first gaze of my daughter, which became softer with time. Probably, now that I think of it, that day I gave her the very same feeling of alertness and confusion. She was new this side and I was new to the roller coaster ride that lay ahead. But I did not wear my seatbelt. My seatbelt was on the other side of the ride, and I was already on board. The other side being my pregnancy time. Wait, what? You took me from the hospital bed to the roller coaster ride. I see you are delusional, sorry about that. Was not this supposed to be about birth health? I'm curious. Of course, yeah, my friend. I came to you once again to speak about a very crucial topic, with all my creative energies overflowing. The roller coaster ride is your postpartum. And dear, you would have to carry your belt on this journey forever. Because this belt is going to define what this ride looks like. Turbulent for me because I remember no seatbelt. But I want to tell you that it can be different for you to some extent. Alright, is the seatbelt about the birth health? Yeah. Let me hold your hand. You are following now. Let us take a breath. How do you feel? Birth health is like this breath. It is within you. I coined this term because it is that one ingredient that guides your pregnancy and postpartum. In fact, it guides us everywhere. Every decision we make is tied to this breath-like companion. We meet almost every other week and you are always smiling, your beautiful best. When I come to meet you here in this conversation, I'm always dressed my best. I'm always dressed to the best of my confidence. Tell me, when you go out, you do want to feel good, right? Sometimes when you feel dull, you invest in self-care or do something you like singing, right? You like it, or painting, or anything else. You do everything on a daily basis for your mental health, for your mental space. It is a survival mechanism. I vividly remember when I jumped on that roller coaster ride, I did not have the right mental state to navigate the turbulence. We talked about it, didn't we? I'm sure we did. All through the series. But what is the way to have that seatbelt? Is there a way? Is there a short way? I like that you asked that question. Even if you have the seatbelt, how you tighten it in the moment, how turbulent the ride is, all of this will affect your mental health. That is your birth health. I mean, I don't get it. Why are we even talking about it then? Well, because having a less neatly fastened belt is better than having none. Tell me more about how my mental health is going to help me. Not that I do not know, or maybe it is obvious, but why? Why is it the only ingredient? Yeah. Your mental health, a good place to be in, affects the growth of the baby, your mood even in pregnancy, your desire to exercise, your desire to eat well. You are more in tune with what your body is showing you all along. You are feeling your pregnancy, every change. You have a spiritual connection which takes you closer to nature. This makes you feel more powerful and able to create. It takes you in a different zone altogether, a zone of power. All of that is important. But if that is not the case, if you have dozens of questions in your pregnancy, which is normal and natural, and you have a doubt about how you will birth, and if you have a doubt about your powers, if you have a doubt about how you're going to navigate the postpartum, or you do not know what postpartum entails or requires you to have within you, then those are important questions to ask. Ask me, I'm here to answer those for you. Remember, we did in one of our conversations talked about the fact that a little stress is all right. I will write the link of the conversation where we discussed this, the episode, before I leave. The important questions to ask when you're not sure about how you'll birth, whether you're prepared, what postpartum will need from you. Ask those questions. Ask what keeps you worried. Is it the fact that you want a more normal delivery? Natural? You're scared of cesarean, is it? Have you started preparing for a more natural birth then? Have you discussed your fears with your support team? Have you built your support team than really trying to figure it out yourself? I always ask you this whenever I come to meet you. Oh dear, please don't figure it out. Don't try and figure out all of this on your own. Birth is all about community. Birth is all about you being a part of your support team that encourages you, that is by your side and gives you a safe space. Have you discussed what the first postpartum days may need from you in the first days? Ask me, I'll let you know. Are you imagining and seeing it all in a more practical way? Through your friends, pals, mother-to-mother support groups, are you asking the questions? Are you being a part of the other people's experience? Not just the negative ones, the more practical and the more positive ones. Then you have worked on your mental space. Trust me, if you have worked on your mental space, you will have the seatbelt. Having the right support system is important to your mental state. Birth knowledge. All of this will make you a better candidate for a more positive birth experience. Having the right support system is crucial to your mental state. Having the knowledge about what worries you, the birth knowledge, all of this will make you a better candidate for a more positive birth experience. A positive birth experience automatically lets you not forget that seatbelt. My birth experience was not positive, and I wasn't in the mental state to carry myself forward for a time that needed me the most. A positive experience is crucial. And again, it all depends on how you approach the situation. So, looking at your worries and asking the right questions is important. And if you do not worry, wow, you do not need to find all the answers. You will not forget your seatbelt. You will be able to take on the turbulence of this ride better. However, how the birth journey unfolds has a significant effect on your birth health, your mental health. If it does not turn out in a way you imagined, somehow, maybe it did not, and you do not feel good about the turbulence, and you may have not fastened the seatbelt right, or you may not be in the best of the mental state at that point in time, then my girl, you need help. And you need to ask for it. Communicate this to me, to your support team, to your doctor, to your midwife, or the birth educator. I got all of that, and I'm really glad we have been doing this conversation on pregnancy and birth, but how do I know I did not bring my seatbelt? You would see those eyes differently. That was all about birth health. We will continue our conversation on how would you know that you do not have the seatbelt on this ride of postpartum. There's a good news that I wanted to disclose to you. I am now a certified lactation counselor, and I'm all here to help you. If you like what you've been listening to, if this episode on birth health gave you a perspective on why and how your mental health is crucial, do rate us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Write a comment. Some of the applications out there do allow that. If you like this episode, just like this episode on the application. All of your feedback on these applications help me get found and do more of these one-to-one conversations with you. Lots of love. I hope this attempt at showing things in a more story form helped. If not, let me know, please. Send me a DM on Insta. Lots of love. Stay tuned.